LDLC Arena here for the French Throwdown as the 2024 Europe semifinals is underway. I'm Chase Singer with Lucy Campbell. Lauren Smith will join us shortly as we are in individual women's event number 3. Your standings after 2 events: Gabby Magawa sitting on top of the leaderboard with 197 points. Amy Kringle sits in second. Laura Horvath has moved all the way up into third. Andrea Solberg holding on to that coveted 10th place position, but currently 11th in this event after 3 heats, so that might not stay the same. 7 rounds for time, 10 cal echo bike, 1 legless rope climb, 10 box jump overs at 24 inches, and another legless rope climb, except for that 7th and final round. They'll go right to the finish line from the box. Lucy, your GoRuck steps to success. So sticking with what we've had.
Yeah, number 1, we've got knowing our pulling capacity, 13 legless rope climbs. It's a high volume of legless rope climbs. And second is pacing the box jump overs and echo well enough that we can get straight back onto that rope.
Lane assignments for the 4th and final heat of individual event number 3. About 8 athletes inside the top 10. The 1 athlete sitting in 2nd place in lane number 6. That's Amy Kringle. With more on her, let's go down to Lauren Smith.
I was just catching up with Amy and her coach, Fraser McKenzie, of Team Training Plan in the warm-up area. Now, she said that when you have an event that goes badly, that includes something like rope climbs, it's natural to really focus on them. But Fraser's been slipping them into her programming on a regular basis throughout the year, and she actually took steps away from live competition to focus on her weaknesses. So we believe that this is very much her year, and she can take it by getting through this workout.
4th and final heat, individual women event number 3 underway. 10 cals on the echo bike. Amy Kringle, as you said, sitting in 2nd place with a 2nd and 4th place finish. Win a CrossFit World Tour, visiting CrossFit gyms all around the globe. Create an account and scan the QR code now, or visit hustleup-app.com to enter. That's all it takes. The drawing will take place June 20th, 2024. As you can see, Laura Horvath, who just won the previous event, your 2023 Games champion. Gabby Magawa won the 2023 European semifinals, and this is the event we need to see Gabby perform well at.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in 2022, we had the 10 rounds with the legless rope climb in, and that was her weakest finish. So it'll be really good to see if these legless rope climbs have improved at that kind of volume.
Top time to beat coming in, Claudia Gluck, all the way back from heat number 2. 11:51.50. Back to the rig. You've got Emma Tall, who is just walking up the rope. Behind her is Karin Freyova down in lane number 10. And Boz, if she can keep up that pace, we may see a new time to beat here in heat number 4.
Yeah, I think it's very possible that we're going to see the top time set in this heat. We've got a lot of competition pressure here, and I think this is where Laura's going to start to make a move and widen the gap.
Emma Tall. Good performance so far, sitting in 4th overall. 3-time CrossFit Games athlete, and making quick work of those rope climbs. They're just very consistent over the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, you saw from that first one, she's got such good legless rope climb technique. She really uses her legs to help give her that little bit of lift and little bit of momentum and take some of the pulling pressure off her arms.
Emma Tall, left side of your screen, moving in. Karin Freyova on her heels.
Yeah, no problem at all. And like I was saying in the last heat chase, Emma Tall right to the box, full attack mode, no hesitation. That to me suggests a lot of confidence about the rope climb that she's got coming up.
Great, Karin Freyova, lane number 10, and nobody should be really surprised how well she could potentially do in this one.
No, exactly. Again, back in 2022 at Lowlands, she sort of made a last sprint in the last couple of rounds, I think round 7 to 10, to take that workout. So she's definitely not weak with this legless rope climb pull.
Finishing up round number 2, moving into round number 3. Elena Cartala closing out her 2nd climb of the 2nd round. Working her way up the rope as Karin Freyova is working onto her 10 cals. on the Echo Bike. Laura Horvath started the day in 7th. Event win. Now she's in 3rd. 2nd place last year at this semifinal. Won the CrossFit Games last year in Madison, Wisconsin, and hoping to take that back to Fort Worth later in August.
Now, Chase, you always got to worry about an athlete that looks that composed on the Echo Bike. I mean, she looked like she was just Sunday pace, no big deal there. That's something when you can maintain that round after round after round. So we'll see if she can hold that pace and cruise.
Boz, you just mentioned Dickies. In this arena here at LDLC, I said it's take Dickies Arena, but like 2 times X the size and atmosphere that we're going to have in Fort Worth coming up in August.
Yeah, that's right, Chase. That arena is amazing. You know, it's a relatively new arena. I believe it was built in 2019. The capacity is huge. The competition floor is huge. It really is an awesome blank canvas for what we're going to put these athletes through at the games.
And when it comes to semifinal arenas, this is one of the nicest places I have ever been, and it is the perfect atmosphere for a semifinal as Cara Freyova is working her way up the rope to close out her 3rd round. 7 total rounds in this event. As you see, Laura Horvath and Jenny Muir going head-to-head here to close out round number 3 as they move into round number 4.
Yeah, Jen looked really strong coming up that rope. And also, like, when we think back to the first event last year, in fact, you know, the first day last year, she's not shy going up against these athletes. In Linda, she really took it to Annie, to Gabby, and she led through the first rounds and made them beat her. So it'll be good to see how she gets on in this event.
Emma Tall back to the rope, and man, she looks so strong on those legless climbs, and we are past the 5-minute mark as Emma Tall is going to those 10 box jump overs at 24 inches, step down each side of the box.
I love it, Chase, and you're starting to see some athletes now take those transitions and maybe I don't need to run to the next station. I'm just going to take a couple of strides, get my composure, and then make my way to the next exercise. But in Emma Tall's case, man, she is just running to that next station.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom just finished her rope climb as Emma Tall is working her way back already to close out round 4. Here's your top 5. Jacqueline Dahlstrom, as we just mentioned, sitting in the top 5, missed qualifying last year in 2023 here at the semifinals in Berlin. And the question is, we just saw Amy Kringle sitting in 2nd overall, but we haven't mentioned her once so far in this event.
No, but if this is a weakness event, actually, if she's, you know, mid-pack in this heat and the pace that is being set by Emma is so fast, this is actually a good event for her.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom just cutting down that transition time. Chalk on the box. Jacqueline Dahlstrom, who put on an incredible performance at the 2022 games with one of the more iconic lifting events ever programmed with that sandbag event.
Yeah, always impressive to see an athlete with, you know, maybe the stature or the body type that you don't expect to do so well in an event come out like that and put on such a show. I think that's one of the coolest things about CrossFit is that, you know, sometimes, sure, you can predict an athlete's performance, but there are plenty of times that the athletes come out and surprise us with just how well-rounded they are.
Cara Freyova in lane number 10 working through her 5th round of legless climbs as Laura Horvath is starting to close the gap between her and Cara Freyova, but it is still Emma Tall as Jacqueline Dahlstrom is trying to keep up with Laura Horvath, but Emma Tall closing out the 5th round with 2 rounds left to go and has yet to slow down as she is at 7.5 minutes, 2 rounds left to go. Claudia Gluck's time of 11:51.50 has held up to this point from heat number 2. Freyova staying close, but Laura Horvath is closing the gap on Cara Freyova. So Emma Tall leading this heat, 4th and final heat for individual event number 3. Working through the 6th round, 10 cals on the Echo Bike. Karin Fryova and Laura Horvath are sitting in second and third in this heat, trying to keep pace with Emma Tall.
Yeah, that time from Claudia Gluck is definitely going to go. The last two split times from Emma Tall versus Claudia have been a full minute quicker, so it's definitely looked like she's going to demolish that time.
Wow, it'd be interesting to see how many of these women that she pulls with her. You know, like I was saying in the last heat,
Emma Tall sitting in fourth place.
Sometimes it can be difficult when you're out there on your own. You don't have other athletes pushing you, and you know that you need to, you know, beat some of the athletes in the other heats. The same is true when you have somebody out in front that can kind of pull you to a better time than you might have had if you didn't have that rabbit to chase.
Karin Fryova trying to stay ahead of Laura Horvath. Karin Fryova came into this event in 11th place overall, one spot outside that 10th and final games qualifying position. Andrea Solberg had that spot, did not have the event you would have thought she would have to secure that 10th spot, even though we have 3 events tomorrow. So Karin Fryova, with a good event here, can move herself back into the top 10 as Emma Tall is working into her last round.
Oh, Horvath is closing the gap on Fryova. She picked up the pace quite a bit on that last set of box jumps.
7th and final round for Emma Tall. Karin Fryova working on her 6th round final climb, and she'll move in. Laura Horvath hot on Fryova's heels. But it is Emma Tall. Oh no, a no rep for Laura Horvath.
And that's so hard, so late in this event when you're fatigued. You're closing the gap on your competitors.
So Laura Horvath,
right back to it, no hesitation.
Emma Tall off the bike. This is her last climb. The 7th round ends on the box. Tall is done. Tall was in 4th place coming in.
Wow, and no question that she's going to take that top time for the event.
And she may take the top position after this because Amy Kringle and Gabby Magawa are nowhere to be seen relative to Emma Tall at the moment.
I think the benefit in this heat is that because Emma Tall is so far ahead, even though, you know, Amy and Gabby are far back, they still have that buffer.
Emma Tall will take the heat and the event, beating the best time by Claudia Gluck by over a minute. And here comes Karin Fryova at the bottom part of your screen. This is a needed place for her.
Great run by Fryova, just consistent all the way through the event.
Fryova, opportunity to get second in the event if she can stay ahead. Coming to the end, Laura Horvath and Jacqueline Dahlstrom. Sorry, Jenny Muir.
Oh,
Laura Horvath.
Oh, wow.
Rep for rep. Jenny Muir might have the edge, and she does.
Look at that. Horvath with another tough no-rep at the last second.
Another no-rep for Horvath. That's 2 back-to-back in a row for Laura Horvath. So execution being the problem for Laura at the end as Amy Kringle comes across the finish line. That is huge for her.
And that is faster than the time that Claudia Gluck set to beat.
All these times, as you said, faster than Claudia Gluck. Gabby Magawa right there, and you see a little fist pump at the end, and she knows how big that is for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, and like you were saying, I mean, that's a lot of damage control for Amy, right? If this is an event that she was a little bit worried about, to do that well and know that some of the other events coming up, you might be more confident. That says a lot.
And what a great just boost of confidence going into the last day of competition. 3 events still to go on Sunday, so we're only halfway through.
Yeah, it's a psychologically different competition when you know fully half of the points are available on a single competition day, so we'll see.
It looks like Amy Kringle, and I'm putting air quotes for those who don't see us in the booth, damage control, potential 5th place finish.
Wow.
In the event.
Yeah, that was a great finish from Amy.
Elena Cartala on the right in the maroon, and Miriam von Rohr, who is sitting in 8th place, is in danger of getting last in this heat. It seems that there's one athlete still left out there as Miriam von Rohr is going to try to at least save a couple points here with a race to the finish against Elena Cartala. And I don't think Cartala sees her. Her back is facing her the entire time, where von Rohr can see exactly where she's at. And Van Moore.
No rep. The right call from the judge. The athletes can taste the finish line, and they jump down on that last rep, and they get that no rep to get called back. It's the right call from the judge, but man, that's hard as an athlete when you know you're so close to the finish.
Solid call. Just that, like I said, Boz, you're racing to the finish line. It's the quickest way to get to the end, but it's not what the rules stand. You do have to step off the box on that last one. Might have been what happened to Laura Horvath on that last box jump as well.
I didn't see her second to last, but I know on the last one her hand touched the box, and that's another no-no. Can't have anything other than the feet touching that box.
Emma Tull will take the win, and even though there's a few no reps for Laura Horvath on the climbs and the box jump, still taking 4th overall in this event.
This was literally just a clinic in legless rope climbs from Emma Tull. Like, look, every single rep was that smooth up and down the rope, which then means that because she's got that confidence in those legless rope climbs, she can afford to push the rest of them a little bit more than what the other athletes do. Obviously, Boz said you can tell how confident they are with this pulling movement by how much you push the rest of them. And she was just super steady from start to finish and even picked up towards the end. Really, really good result from Emma.
Smashing the 3rd event